In this video, I'm going to build a Lays-inspired animated hero section in Framer, built from scratch with no code. To make this tutorial easy to follow, I've already prepared all the project images, colors, and text used in this build, so you can focus on learning and building the layout without worrying about content. Link in the description. On your Framer dashboard, click on New Project. Before we proceed, we first need to add the styles we will be using to ensure better consistency. Go to the Figma file provided and you will find all the text and colors styles we will be using for this tutorial. First, let's add the text styles. Copy all, go to Actions. Then Figma to Framer HTML. If you don't have this, just search for it and install. Click on it, then click on Copy to Clipboard and then paste it to Framer. In Framer, select the heading one, then go to Text Styles and click Add New Style. Select as heading one, click on Edit, then add breakpoint. This will make the text responsive across breakpoints. Proceed and do the same for the other text styles. Once finished, delete them and go back to the Figma file. This time, copy the colors and paste them into Framer. Go to Styles, click the plus icon and select Color. New Style. Click the color picker and select the first color. Give it a name and click Create. Proceed and do the same for all the colors. Once finished, go back to Layers. Click on Desktop and change the width to 1440. Change the desktop into a stack and make the gap 0. Now, let's start designing the hero section. Press F and draw a frame. Make the width fill and height viewport. Select the desktop again and make the height to fit content. Let's rename this layer and change it to a stack by clicking Layout. Remove the fill and add 80 pixels of padding. Go to Accessibility and make this a section. Draw another frame inside the section and make the width and height to fill. This will be our content wrapper. Turn it into a stack. Add 24 to gap and remove the fill color. Draw another frame inside the content wrapper and make it fill. And duplicate it. Rename the frames like this for better understanding. Select the left frame and make it a stack. Leave all the settings as they are. We will adjust them later. Now, let's add some gradient to the hero section. Select it and go to Fill. Select Liner Gradient, click on the first color and select blue one. And the second color to blue 2, rotate as such. And drag this to here. Select the 2 frames and remove the fill. Now it's time to add the content. Press T for the Type tool and paste in the text. Change the style to body 2 and the color to white. Add it to a stack. Set the width to fit content. And add some padding like this. Add a white fill color and decrease the opacity to 40%. Drag the radius up until it's a pill shape and rename the layer. Paste in the heading. Text style is heading 1. Change the width to fill. And the color to white. I don't want the heading to be in 4 lines, so let's reduce the size to 62. Perfect. Now let's add in the description. Width to fill. And color to white. Now select all 3 and add them in a stack. Align them to the left and add a 16 pixel gap. Now let's design the button. Type "Buy Now." And give it a body 3 text style. Wrap it in a stack and change the width to fit content. Add padding of 16 top and bottom and 24 left and right. Add a white fill color and drag the radius until you have a pill shape. Rename it. Then right-click and convert it to a component. Click here, select hover, and let us change the opacity to 70%. Done. Go back home. Now, let's create these small products. Draw a frame and make it 80 by 100. Rename it to small product and remove the fill. Draw another frame inside and make it fill. Oops. I forgot to make the parent frame a stack. Select it and click on Layout to turn it into a stack. Now select this frame, set it to fill. Go to Fill, click, and click on Image. Click on Choose Image and select this. Select the parent stack. Right-click and create a component. Go here, click, and select Hover. Select the image, go to Transform, then Scale. Add the scale to 1.1. Now select Rotate and make it -4 degrees. As you can see, the image is cut off. To fix this, select the parent stack and change the overflow from clip to visible. Let's preview it. Perfect. Go back home, but before we duplicate this, let's make the image as a variable so we can change the image. Go to Fill, click this plus sign, Create Variable, Image. Now duplicate it 4 more times, select all, and add them to a stack. Change the direction to horizontal, distribution to start, and a 16 pixel gap. Now click on the component and change the images. Once finished, rename the stack and rename this stack as well. Select the left stack, align to the left, and add 40 pixels of gap. Now the left is done, let's move to the right side. Click on Vector and choose the Oval tool. Hold Shift, drag and draw a circle, and change the color to white. Duplicate the circle, reduce the size of the second circle like so. Select both the circles and click here to get this. Increase the size of this. Now draw another circle. Change its color and align it to the center. Select all and reduce the opacity to 40%. Now wrap them into a stack. Select the small circle and change the position type to absolute and then align it to the center. Let's rename this stack to circles. Now drag the circle stack inside the right frame and reduce the opacity of the circle to 10%. Let's drag in our image and position it here. Now it's time for the navbar. Draw a frame and drag it outside the hero section stack. Make the width to fill and the height 80. Now drag in the logo and rename it. Drag it into the navbar and make the height 70. Let's add some nav links. Once finished, select them all. Add them into a stack and give them a 24 pixel gap. Now let's add some icons to the right. Press I, select icons. Choose the phosphor and drag it in. Change the color to white. Choose this icon, wrap the icon in a stack and make the width fit content, a 12 pixel padding all around. Color to white with 40% opacity. Drag the radius until it is a circle and rename the stack to icon. Duplicate it 2 more times and proceed to changing the icons. Wrap all 3 in a stack and change the width to fit content. Now select the navbar, change the distribution to space between and add 80 pixels of padding to the left and right. Now remove the navbar fill color and change the position type to absolute, and with that the navbar is done. Now select the hero section, right click and create a component. In this component canvas, we will design all the component variants. Select this primary variant and rename it blue. We needed to have all the content ready on the primary variant before doing the other variants. Let's start with the headings. Select the heading, add it to a stack, and rename it to headings, as this is where all the headings will be. Next, change the overflow to hidden and the width and height to fixed. Now, select the heading and change the position type to absolute. Duplicate the heading 4 more times for a total of 5 headings. Select the second heading, copy the heading from the Word file and paste it here under content. Do the same for all remaining headings. Once finished, select the 4 headings and drag them down like this so that they are out of view. Let's move to the description now. Select it, add it to a stack, and rename the stack as description. Change the width and height to fixed and the overflow to hidden. Now select the description, change the position to absolute and duplicate it 4 more times. Now copy and paste the descriptions from the Word file. Once finished, select the fourth and drag them down out of view. Now we are done with the heading and descriptions. It's time for the images. Click on the image, make sure the position is absolute, and duplicate it 4 more times. Rename the images like this to avoid confusion. Once finished, select the yellow, go to Fill, and change it to the appropriate image. Do the same for all the images. Once finished, select the blue image and increase its z-index so it is at the front. Now we have everything ready, but before we proceed, select the 4 images and reduce the opacity to 0. Now select the blue image, go to Effects, select Appear, and for the preset, select Scale In. Click on Effect, reduce the scale to 0.3 and rotate to -90. Click on Spring and change the time to 1.5 seconds. Now let's copy the effect. Go to Effects, right-click and copy. Now let's paste the effect to all the images. Select the image, go to Effects and paste. Do this to all the images. Once finished, select the 4 images. Go to Opacity and turn it back to 1 and Visible to No. Now select the blue variant and click here to create a new variant. Since we want this effect where the previous heading goes up and the next slides in, we will select the heading on this variant and push it up. Then select the next heading and slide it in to view like this. We will do the same for the description. Drag this up and slide this into view. Now select the image, set the opacity to 0 since we don't need it on this variant. Select the yellow image and make visibility to Yes. Rename this variant to yellow. And let's change the color. And we are done. Let's move on to the next variant. The process is the same. I will start with the image on this, but it does not matter. I will do the text. Once I finish with the text, I will proceed and change the background color. And we are done for this. Let's move forward to the next variant. The process is the same. Let's add the interaction that will trigger the next variant. we will add the interaction to the small products. When someone clicks on the small product, it will show the next variant. So, click on the first small product, navigate to interactions up here, and click Add New Transition. On variant, select the blue variant. As we want to display this variant when it is clicked, go to the next small product image. Do the same and only change the variant to yellow. Do the same for all the small products, each pointing to the corresponding variant. All of this should be done on the primary variant, which is the blue one in our case. Once finished, select all the 5 headings. Go to Style and add a transition. Click Spring and change the time to 1.2 seconds. This will make the transition between the two texts smooth. Let's do the same for the descriptions. Now, let's preview. Nice. The animations and triggers are working. But there is a small problem. When we go back to the previous variant, the animation is not playing, it just shows the static image. Let's fix that. Go to the yellow variant and change visibility of the previous image from yes to no. Do this for all the variants except on the primary blue variant, and that will fix the problem. But before we preview, let's add some page load animations to the first variants. Let's start with this top tag. Select it, go to Effects. Appear, slide in top. Time to 1 second and delay to 0.1. Select the heading, go to Effects, Text, and for the preset, select Stagger. Per to word. Change the time to 1.3 seconds and delay to 0.2. Select the description, go to Effects, Text, preset Stagger, and per to word. Time to 0.8 and delay to 0.3. Now select the button, go to Effects, Appear, slide in bottom as the preset. Time to 1 second and delay to 0.4. Select the small products, go to Effects. Appear, slide in left for the preset. Change the X offset to -200. Time 1.2 and delay 0.5. Now let's preview. Everything loads perfectly, but the description takes too long to finish the animation. Let's change the per from word to line. Great, but I feel the heading is a bit slow now, so let's change the time from 1.3 to 0.8 seconds. And now everything is perfect. Let's go back home and preview everything. And there you have it, a beautiful animated hero section. Thanks for watching and see you on the next